Welcome to Ace My Exams Learning. Let us get started with today's learning.
Read the following extract and answer the questions. The Constitution is a very important law for the people of South Africa, as it ensures that the government should always protect the rights of all citizens. It lays down the three levels of government, all the major institutions of the state, and their respective powers and functions. Question. The rights of all citizens are mentioned in the Bill of Rights. Name 8 rights in the Constitution. The rights enshrined in the South African Constitution empower citizens to actively participate in shaping the future of their nation and foster a society built on principles of justice, equality, and freedom as explained below. 1. Equal protection and benefit from the law. The Constitution ensures that all citizens are treated equally under the law, regardless of their background or status. This principle guarantees that justice is administered impartially, to promote a fair and just society where everyone has access to legal protection and benefits without discrimination. 2. Dignity as a human being respected and protected. Every individual's inherent dignity is safeguarded by the Constitution to ensure that their fundamental worth and value as human beings are recognized and upheld. This provision protects against any form of degradation or mistreatment, fostering a culture of respect and decency in society. 3. Right to life. The Constitution guarantees every citizen's fundamental rights and ensures their existence is protected and valued by the state. This provision prohibits arbitrary deprivation of life and underscores the sanctity of human life as a cornerstone of a civilized society. 4. Freedom and security of a person. Individuals have the right to freedom and security, which includes protection from arbitrary detention or imprisonment and safeguards against any form of violence or threat to their personal safety. This provision upholds the principle of personal autonomy and ensures that citizens can live without fear of unlawful coercion or harm. 5. Freedom from slavery, servitude, or forced labor. The Constitution prohibits any form of slavery, servitude, or forced labor, guaranteeing the inherent freedom and dignity of every individual. This provision reinforces the principle that all forms of exploitation and coercion are incompatible with the values of a democratic society. 6. Right to privacy. Citizens have the right to privacy, protecting them from unwarranted intrusion into their personal lives, communications, and affairs. This provision ensures that individuals can exercise autonomy over their personal information and maintain confidentiality in their interactions with others. 7. Freedom of expression. The Constitution guarantees freedom of expression, allowing individuals to express their opinions, beliefs, and ideas without censorship or restraint. This provision promotes a vibrant public discourse and fosters the exchange of diverse viewpoints essential for a healthy democracy. 8. Freedom of association. Citizens have the right to associate freely with others, forming organizations, and joining groups of their choice without interference from the state. This provision protects the ability of individuals to assemble collectively, advocate for common interests, and participate actively in civil society. 9. Free political choices. The Constitution guarantees citizens the right to participate freely in the political process, including the right to vote, stand for election, and engage in political activities. This provision ensures that individuals can exercise their democratic rights to shape the governance of the country according to their beliefs and preferences. 10. Free, fair, and regular elections. The Constitution mandates the conduct of free, fair, and regular elections, ensuring that citizens can choose their representatives in government through a transparent and accountable electoral process. This provision underpins the legitimacy of the government and reinforces the principle of popular sovereignty, where political power emanates from the will of the people. Question. Name and explain the three spheres of the South African government according to the Constitution. In South Africa, the government operates within a framework defined by its constitution, with three distinct spheres of governance as explained below. The national or central sphere of government governs the state at the highest level. It holds the primary responsibility for the organization and administration of affairs on a central level, shaping laws and policies that bind all other forms of government within the country. Parliament, as the highest legislative authority, holds the power to enact laws at the central level. The provincial or regional sphere of government constitutes the second tier of governance. South Africa is divided into 9 provinces, each with its provincial government. However, these provincial entities are not entirely independent and operate within the parameters set by the central government. While they possess the authority to govern their respective provinces, it is subject to central government provisions. Provincial laws and policies must align with, rather than clash with, those formulated at the central level. Additionally, the provincial legislature is tasked with passing laws specifically tailored to the needs and circumstances of the province it governs. At the local or municipal level of government, the focus shifts to the smallest form of governance, where municipalities play a crucial role. These municipalities operate within towns or cities and are vital components of the democratic process. Nearly all residents have the opportunity to participate in local elections, allowing for community involvement in decision-making processes. This level of government offers ordinary citizens the chance to manage their own affairs independently, contributing to a sense of ownership and empowerment within their communities. However, decisions made at the local level must remain consistent with any laws or policies established by both the central and provincial governments, ensuring alignment with broader national objectives and regulations. Read the scenario below and answer the questions. Cyril Ramaphosa was elected as the state president of South Africa on the 15th of February, 2018. He was sworn in as president just 2 hours after he was elected unopposed by the National Assembly. The presidential election was carried out in terms of the Constitution. Question: explain the important role played by the president in the country. The state president of South Africa holds a significant and multifaceted role in the governance of the country. Here's an explanation of the important roles and responsibilities he plays. 1. Assents to bills. One of the primary roles of the president is to assent to bills passed by the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces, essentially giving them the force of law. This step is crucial in the legislative process, as it ensures that laws are enacted in accordance with the Constitution. 2. Refers bills back for consideration. If the President has concerns about a bill passed by the Parliament, he has the authority to refer it back for further consideration. This power acts as a check and balance, allowing the President to ensure that proposed legislation aligns with the interests of the nation and is constitutionally sound. 3. Convenes meetings of Cabinet. The President is responsible for convening and presiding over meetings of the Cabinet, which is composed of ministers responsible for various government departments. These meetings are essential for decision-making, policy formulation, and coordination of government actions. 4. Appoints commissions of inquiry and ambassadors. Another crucial role of the President is to appoint commissions of inquiry to investigate specific matters of public concern and to appoint ambassadors to represent South Africa's interests abroad. These appointments reflect the President's authority in shaping both domestic and international affairs. 5. Refers disputes to the Constitutional Court or other institutions. In cases where disputes arise within Parliament or between branches of government, the President has the authority to refer these matters to the Constitutional Court or other appropriate institutions for resolution. This role underscores the President's duty to uphold the rule of law and ensure the functioning of democratic processes. 6. Appointment and recognition of diplomatic officers. The President plays a pivotal role in the appointment and recognition of diplomatic officers, including ambassadors, and other representatives of South Africa in foreign countries. These appointments are crucial for maintaining diplomatic relations and advancing national interests on the global stage. 7. Negotiation and signing of international agreements. As the head of state, the President is empowered to negotiate and sign international agreements on behalf of South Africa. These agreements cover a wide range of areas, including trade, security, and environmental cooperation, and they play a significant role in shaping the country's foreign policy. 8. Proclamation of referenda. The President has the authority to proclaim referenda, allowing citizens to vote on important national issues. This role reflects the President's duty to facilitate direct participation of the people in democratic decision-making processes. 9. Pardons offenders. Another important prerogative of the President is the power to pardon or reprieve offenders convicted of crimes. This authority is exercised judiciously and is often based on considerations of mercy, justice, and national interest. 10. Appointment of Deputy President and members of Cabinet. The President appoints the Deputy President and members of the Cabinet, selecting individuals who are qualified and capable of fulfilling their respective roles. These appointments are crucial for ensuring effective governance and the implementation of government policies. 11. Dismissal of Deputy President and Ministers. In addition to appointment powers, the President also has the authority to dismiss the Deputy President and Ministers if deemed necessary. This authority allows the President to maintain accountability and integrity within the executive branch. 12. Management of the Cabinet. The President is responsible for the overall management of the Cabinet, ensuring that it functions cohesively and effectively. This includes setting agendas for Cabinet meetings, monitoring the implementation of decisions, and fostering teamwork among Cabinet members. 13. Formulation and execution of policies. Ultimately, the President is tasked with the formulation and execution of policies of the national government. This role involves setting strategic priorities, mobilizing resources, and working with various stakeholders to address the country's challenges and achieve its objectives. 14. Allocation of functions to Executive Deputy President. Finally, the President allocates specific functions to the Executive Deputy President, enabling efficient division of responsibilities within the executive branch. This ensures that government functions smoothly and effectively under the President's leadership. Question. The National Assembly is one of the Houses of Parliament. Describe the composition of the National Assembly. The National Assembly, comprised of 400 members, has a structured composition as follows. 1. Total members. The Assembly consists of a total of 400 members. 2. Allocation based on national election. Out of these, 200 seats are allocated based on the results of the national election, proportionately distributed according to the percentage of votes received by each political party. 3. Allocation to provinces. The remaining 200 seats are distributed among the provinces as follows. A. Gauteng, 43 seats. B. KwaZulu-Natal, 40 seats. C. Eastern Cape, 28 seats. D. Western Cape, 21 seats. E. Limpopo, 20 seats. F. Free State, 15 seats. G. Northwest, 15 seats. H. Mpumalanga, 14 seats. I. Northern Cape, 4 seats. 4. Election of Speaker. Within the Assembly, a Speaker is democratically elected among its members. This individual serves as the chairperson of the National Assembly, presiding over its proceedings. 5. Chief Whip. Each political party represented in the National Assembly designates a leader, known as the Chief Whip, responsible for coordinating the party's activities within the Assembly. 6. Additional Whips. Political parties have the option to appoint additional whips in accordance with a specific ratio, 1 whip for every 8 to 69 members. These whips assist in organizing party affairs and ensuring party discipline within the Assembly. Even political parties lacking the size to appoint a designated whip are granted the opportunity to participate in whip meetings, ensuring inclusivity and representation within the Assembly. 7. Deputy Whip. The majority party within the Assembly retains the authority to appoint a deputy whip, further facilitating the management of party affairs. 8. Term. Members of the National Assembly are elected by the public every 5 years. This helps to provide for regular democratic renewal and representation. Question. Describe 3 requirements of members of the National Assembly. The 3 requirements for members of the National Assembly in South Africa are: 1. Citizenship. Members of the National Assembly must be South African citizens. This requirement ensures that those representing the people in the legislative body have allegiance to the country and its citizens. It also aligns with the principle of sovereignty, ensuring that only citizens have the privilege of shaping the nation's laws and policies through their elected representatives. 2. Eligible to vote. Another requirement for members of the National Assembly is that they must be qualified to vote in the general elections. This criterion ensures that those serving in the legislative body have a direct connection to the electorate. By being eligible voters themselves, they are more likely to understand the concerns and interests of the people they represent, thereby enhancing the democratic process. 3. Oath or solemn affirmation. Before assuming their duties, members of the National Assembly must make an oath or solemn affirmation. This oath typically includes a pledge to uphold the Constitution of South Africa and to faithfully and impartially perform the functions of a Member of Parliament. By taking such an oath, lawmakers commit themselves to the principles of democracy, rule of law, and serving the best interests of the nation and its people. It also serves as a formal declaration of their dedication to their responsibilities as elected representatives. Question. Explain the 5 aims of the Constitution of South Africa. The aims of the Constitution of South Africa are: 1. To heal the divisions of the past and create a society based on democratic values, social justice, and basic human rights. This aim addresses the historical injustices and divisions of apartheid by fostering a society grounded in democratic principles and ensuring the protection of human rights for all citizens. 2. To lay the foundation for a democratic and open society in which government is based on the will of the people and every citizen is equally protected by the law. This aim emphasizes the establishment of a democratic system where governance reflects the will of the people and ensures that all citizens are equally protected under the law, regardless of their background or status. 3. To improve the quality of life of all citizens and free the potential of all people. This aim focuses on enhancing the well-being and opportunities for all citizens, aiming for inclusive growth and development that enables individuals to reach their full potential. 4. To determine the relationship between citizens and the governing institutions. This aim clarifies the interaction and responsibilities between citizens and the government, establishing a framework for accountable and transparent governance that fosters trust and participation. To build a united and democratic South Africa able to take its rightful place as a sovereign state in the family of nations, this aim aims to unify the diverse population of South Africa under the banner of democracy and sovereignty, positioning the country as an equal member of the global community. Read the scenario below and answer the questions. The general elections in our country are held according to the proportional representation system. During these elections, members are elected to Parliament, as well to the provincial legislature of the 9 provinces. Question. Explain the term proportional representation system. Proportional representation, PR, is an electoral system where the distribution of seats in a legislative body is directly proportional to the percentage of votes each political party receives in an election. For instance, if a party secures 70% of the votes in national elections, it should ideally be entitled to 70% of the seats in the National Assembly. Question. Describe the important role played by the provincial legislature by using the following headings. 1. Composition of the provincial legislature. 2. Legislative competence of the provincial legislature. Composition of the provincial legislature. The provincial legislature has the following composition. A. Number of members. The provincial legislature consists of a membership ranging from 30 to 100 individuals, ensuring representation from various sectors and communities within the province. B. Proportional representation. Members are elected through a proportional representation system during general elections, ensuring fair representation of different political parties and ideologies within the legislature. C. Premier's leadership. The Premier, serving as the head of the province, also leads the provincial legislature, guiding legislative agendas and representing the province's interests. D. Term duration. Members serve a term of office lasting 5 years, allowing for stability and continuity in governance and policy-making processes. The legislative competence of the provincial legislature. The provincial legislature exercises legislative competence over various provincial development and governance. Key areas. They include 1. Agriculture. Formulating policies and regulations to support agricultural development and sustainability within the province. 2. Cultural affairs. Promoting and preserving the cultural heritage and diversity of the province through legislative initiatives and support for cultural activities. 3. Education, excluding universities. Establishing educational policies, curriculum frameworks, and standards for schools within the province to ensure quality education for all. 4. Health services. Overseeing the provision of healthcare services and implementing health policies to address the healthcare needs of the province's population. 5. Housing. Developing strategies and programs to address housing challenges and provide affordable housing solutions for residents. 6. Language policy. Enacting policies to promote linguistic diversity and support the preservation and promotion of Indigenous languages within the province. 7. Police and protection services. Legislative oversight and support for law enforcement agencies to maintain public safety and security. 8. Public transport. Developing and regulating public transportation systems to ensure efficient and accessible transportation options for residents. 9. Tourism. Promoting tourism initiatives, supporting tourism infrastructure development, and enhancing the province's attractiveness as a tourist destination. 10. Local government. Providing legislative support and oversight for local government structures and functions within the province. 11. Bills. Discussing, debating, and passing bills on various matters of public interest and concern, contributing to the formulation of laws and policies. 12. Gambling, except lotteries. Regulating and overseeing gambling activities within the province, excluding lotteries, to ensure responsible gambling practices and mitigate associated risks. 13. Environment. Implementing environmental protection policies and regulations to safeguard natural resources and mitigate environmental degradation. 14. Public works. Planning, funding, and overseeing public infrastructure projects and initiatives to support the province's development and growth. 15. Regional planning and development. Formulating strategies and plans for regional development and growth, ensuring equitable distribution of resources and opportunities across the province. 16. Tourism. Promoting tourism initiatives, supporting tourism infrastructure development, and enhancing the province's attractiveness as a tourist destination. Describe the important powers and functions of the Premier as the head of the executive authority in provincial administration. The Premier in a provincial government has a wide array of responsibilities that are essential for the effective governance of the province. They include 1. Appointment and dismissal of Executive Council members. As the head of the executive authority in provincial administration, the Premier holds the crucial power to appoint and dismiss members of the Executive Council. This helps to shape the provincial government's direction and ensures that the executive team aligns with the Premier's policy objectives. 2. Convening executive meetings. The Premier is responsible for convening and presiding over executive meetings. This power enables the Premier to gather key decision-makers, discuss policy matters, and coordinate the implementation of government initiatives. 3. Assenting to and signing provincial bills. The Premier plays a pivotal role in the legislative process by having the authority to approve and sign provincial bills into law. This power reflects the government's stance on various issues and its commitment to enacting laws that align with its policy agenda. 4. Referring bills to the provincial legislature for further consideration. In instances where the Premier deems it necessary, he may refer a bill back to the provincial legislature for further consideration. This function provides a mechanism for reviewing and refining proposed legislation, ensuring that it undergoes thorough scrutiny and aligns with the broader interests and needs of the province. Read the extract below and answer the questions. Administration is the logical and orderly doing of a task. It involves carrying out a task to achieve a particular goal. Administration is required by all government state departments to achieve their goals and objectives. Question. Differentiate between the administration of public and private institutions. The administration of public institutions is overseen by the government and focuses on serving the general welfare of the population. It operates within the public sector, utilizing taxpayer funds to provide essential services. Public institutions are accountable to the people, as they use taxpayers' money, and their primary goal is to improve societal well-being. In contrast, private institutions are predominantly managed by privately owned businesses, and operate within the private sector with the aim of generating profit. These entities are not directly accountable to the public, as they utilize their own capital to establish and run their operations. Private institutions primarily engage in the manufacturing and trading of goods and services, driven by market demands and profitability objectives. Question. Name the 6 generic administrative processes found within government departments. Below are the 6 generic administrative processes found within government departments. 1. Policymaking. This process involves the formulation, evaluation, and implementation of policies to address various issues and achieve specific goals. Policymaking is crucial for setting the direction and priorities of government actions. 2. Organizing. Organizing involves structuring the resources, such as personnel, finances, and facilities, within a government department to efficiently achieve its objectives. This includes establishing hierarchies, delegating responsibilities, and coordinating activities. 3. Financing. Financing refers to the allocation and management of financial resources within a government department. This includes budgeting, revenue generation, expenditure planning, and financial reporting to ensure the department operates within its fiscal constraints. 4. Staffing of personnel provisioning and utilization. This process involves recruiting, selecting, training, and deploying personnel within a government department to carry out its functions effectively. It also includes managing employee performance, addressing HR issues, and optimizing workforce utilization. 5. Determination of work methods and procedures. This process entails defining the methods, procedures, and standards for carrying out tasks within a government department. It involves establishing guidelines, protocols, and best practices to ensure consistency, efficiency, and quality in service delivery. 6. Control. Control involves monitoring, evaluating, and regulating the performance of a government department to ensure compliance with policies, standards, and objectives. This includes establishing performance metrics, conducting audits, and implementing corrective actions to address deficiencies and improve efficiency. Question. Describe why state departments play an important role within the government. State departments play a crucial role within the government in the following ways. 1. Responsibility to provide physical, social, and administrative services. State departments are tasked with delivering essential services to the public, including infrastructure, healthcare, education, and public safety. These services are fundamental for the well-being and functioning of society. 2. Meeting the needs of citizens. State departments aim to address the diverse needs of the citizens they serve. Whether it's providing healthcare access, ensuring quality education, or maintaining public infrastructure, these departments play a vital role in enhancing the quality of life for individuals and communities. 3. Political leadership and administrative execution. Ministers serve as the political heads of state departments, providing leadership and direction. Meanwhile, government officials within these departments are responsible for implementing policies, programs, and services effectively and efficiently. 4. Organizational units for specific services. State departments are organized into units focused on delivering specific services or groups of similar services. For example, the Department of Education concentrates on providing educational services, ensuring a dedicated focus and expertise in that area. 5. Implementation of government policies. State departments are instrumental in translating government policies and priorities into action. They play a central role in executing policies, regulations, and initiatives to achieve government objectives and address societal challenges.
To access more learning and exam preparation materials, go to www.acemyexams.coza. This link is also in the video description below. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe and be the first to know when we upload new videos.